Welcome back here to the DreamHack Pro Circuit from Dallas, Texas, where we just witnessed, Mouse finding a way to get an upset over Rogue. It was a very interesting matchup there, and now we are finding our way to conclude the entirety here of Group A as we transition on to EG versus G2. I am your host here, Wade Dreadnought Penfold, and I'll be guiding you through all the Rocket League action here, each and every moment of it. Whether or not you like it or not here, you kind of stuck with me here. Stuck with me, though, is two guys that you probably know a little bit more here. It's going to be none other than Gibbs and Turtle himself. And guys, whether it be the last series or what we've seen here in Group A, has anything stood out in day number 2 of DreamHack Dallas?
So I think the best part is with Group A, it's supposed to be the weaker group. And we've had such competitive games and such high-skilled games. We still have one more in Group A, and then we go to Group B that's supposed to be better. I don't know how it gets better at this point. It's been an amazing day.
I just love seeing the emotions of all the players. Like I said before, the contrast between each team. Everyone's so different. You see the personalities finally come to life here at DreamHack, and I'm just excited to see how the rest of the day goes.
Yeah, and now with some consideration maybe towards what is going to be our next series, is there anything major that you think we have to be keeping our eye on with EG versus G2?
So EG, we haven't seen much today. We saw them a lot yesterday, but it was a result versus like Splice, who had a sub in, versus the coach, of course, with my favorite player, Jimmer. Hats off to you, buddy. But EG, I'm not sure what to expect from them, while G2, they come off an extremely close series versus Cloud9. Game 5 overtime loss. So I think it's a very important game number 1 for G2 to bounce back.
Yeah, G2 are coming in warmed up, and right off of that really close C9 match, I think the main thing to highlight there was the infield passing that they had. Every single play, it felt like, was just, they were so close together, but not too bunched up, and they managed to get these tiny little passes to each other, move the ball fluidly down the field, and get some great shots in it. Overall, I thought G2 was looking pretty good, but those saves from C9 just took it away, and I don't think I'm going to see that from EG this match.
Yeah, and so is there anything maybe on the side of EG that you think is a must that they have to find to be able to perform here? Because I can't help but feel like maybe, if we were to have this matchup last year, you would look at this and go maybe a little bit more on the competitive side, but as time has gone on, it feels like EG has been struggling, and G2 remains kind of exactly there where they belong in the top 3.
So I think we need the old playbook from EG, a lot of demo plays.
Yeah.
Just try and cause some chaos, because normally when you are the team that is that underdog team, you would rather cause chaos to get a better chance to get that win. Just 150-50 goes your way, and you might steal a game or two, and then you could win the whole series. We see Corrupted G here. And obviously, this has been a depressing week for EG. They just got relegated down to the rival series. So hats off for them to be one game away from day number 3. So they're showing up here. They did 3-1 method earlier, but so far that is their best result versus the 18th seed.
And we see Classics there. You talk about demo plays. He's the most aggressive player by far, and I think Drippe coming in was going to add a lot to the methodical side of their play, but it didn't really work out. I don't think I've seen Classic be as aggressive, and that's the classic EG we see getting in people's faces. So we really want to look at Classics and see the hype that he brings to the pitch as well.
And one thing that I feel like we had seen when looking at the side of G2 is the fact that they have been so much focused on that ball possession and having offense that at moments can leave that goal open. Do we feel like that is something that we have to be looking at here?
So you don't want to give wide open nets to EG because you want to make them earn it, because I feel like all season long they haven't really earned a lot of offense. So don't give them any freebies.
Yeah.
The problem is with G2, I thought last series versus Cloud9, they respected them maybe a little bit too much. So they didn't go for those demo plays until game number 5, and it was pretty successful throughout that game. So if they can disrupt that defensive EG, that's what G2 did so well in days number 1 and early on in day number 2, and I think they will try for it again because they don't respect EG like they respect Cloud9, so they don't expect that counterattack.
I think EG are going to give them so much extra space here that G2, especially like I said with the infield passes, they're just going to be able to run around with the ball, do as much as they can, and that's why it's so important for Classics to take a step forward and try and prove something like he hasn't all season long.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to look forward to this here and how it's going to unfold. I agree with you guys that I think some of that demo play and getting a little bit aggressive, because you can see that there's a clear game plan, I feel like, here coming out from G2 whenever they're performing here today. There's so much about, even if it's not maintaining the ball and getting a good shot pressure, it's making sure that it remains on their half so we can keep kind of choking them out there.
Yeah, plus with G2, again, they're going to the World Championship in 2 weekends. You don't want to lose to a team that just got recently demoted, so you want a big result here, because these are the series that you're supposed to win easily, so that's what G2's looking out for here.
Yeah, and Rizzo's been definitely coming in really clutch lately. I think his shots have been really on point, And he, as that third man, we talked about him being too passive, but he's been confident and aggressive. JNAP said that they feel so good when Rizzo's finally getting, pushed forward. I think if he does that this series, which he did against Cloud9, it's going to be a very easy win for them.
Well, now it is time here for us to give our predictions for the series between EG and G2. Gibbs, we'll start with you here, man.
So I've questioned a little bit about G2 being in that big three of NA throughout the season, but what we saw versus Cloud9 proved to me that they still are easily like that big three. They might be number 3 in NA, but just barely. I'm going to give it to G2 relatively easily here.
Yeah, not too much to be said. G2 is going to take it. EG's not going to be as aggressive as we've seen them. I think it's going to be not even really that much of a close match. I think G2 is definitely going to take it.
Yeah, if I was willing to vote for G2 and the rest of, with Chicago there and everything like against Cloud9, I think I'm going to stick with them against a roster like EG. I'm sitting on their side as well. I believe they have what it takes. And I really do feel like there's a lot of, maybe responsibility on the side of EG to prove that this is going to be a competitive match rather than vice versa.
But we always say this with EG, like throughout their World Championship runs in 2018, they're always the underdog, right? And they always show up in live environments. So see if they can do it again. Once again with Drippe, he is a clutch player. He is one of the best goal scorers when in a live environment. So who knows?
Well, it seems like the fans at home sit on our side here as well with 87-13. And I know there's a lot of G2 fans, and there's a big fan base for that, especially in the world of Rocket League. But it's not like EG hasn't been around the block a couple of times. They've been able to accumulate some. So I feel like I'm surprised to see them in, such alignment, if you will, with us.
That's the power of the big three when they play someone else from North America. Like maybe if they play Europe, then you're like, all right, maybe mix it up a little bit, but the big three always take down North America.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started then, but first we got to send you over to our commentary crew, and we're going to have none other than, I believe it's going to be a Chiefs, and we got Corelli sitting over there to kick this thing off.
Yeah, thanks so much, Dreadnought. And yeah, G2 have gone to Game 5 now twice today already. They've had some close matches. They just went down to Cloud9, but honestly, G2 have looked pretty good here. So for EG, it's about stepping up here.
Yeah, I think they made a great point on the desk about how Evil Genius is probably going to give them a little too much space. And Chicago, again, he started to get the engine turned over and rolling here today. So he was a little bit quiet games 4 and 5 against Cloud9, but he really popped off early on in that series. And I think maybe with that extra space from Evil Geniuses, if it doesn't get shored up, Chicago might really tear them apart, and that's going to be the big problem here. So Evil Geniuses, 1 game away, though. They're absolutely right. From going from relegation, be able to bounce back and be on the brink of making day number 3, that would be a big win for Evil Geniuses.
Well, they still have to go through G2 here in a best of 5. 1 more series. Send one of these teams to day 3. Things kicked off here. EG already pressing. Drippe. The desk talked about him being a big goal scorer in a LAN setting. Look for him to pull some of that off. G2 trying to find it in the midfield. Nobody connects on that one. Now Rizzo. EG, they get one downfield, but Drippe can't put it away.
Close call, still following through, though. And G2, I definitely agree with you. Got away with one there a little bit. Almost a beautiful start for him, but it's okay. EG keep things locked together. And again, another shot towards that G2 net from the midfield line. Trying to keep it close as Jane Apps, and some pretty good early pressure from Evil Geniuses. And G2, despite what we thought was going to be at least a fairly convincing opening, they've had to work for it.
First minute gone past so far. EG had an opportunity to take the lead. Since then, it's been G2, a weak shot to the left side, saved away. Up to G to push this one out for EG. JNAPS looking for the midfield. It is found by Chicago. EG able to wrap that one up. Throw it towards the midfield. Rizzo takes his first touch past one. He's got one on the wall. Can't go by him. Drippe makes the save.
Big save from Drippe as well. Usually when you get caught out on the same side as the shooter right there, that back post becomes far more dangerous. JNAPS can't get all the way in front of it and tuck that one in between the goalposts. Pass to the top, and Chicago there. Backboard, Classics clear, and here's G2's pressure coming out. Slow start, but they've woken up a bit here, and well done by Evil Geniuses to lock down that pass a little bit behind Chicago. Will slow the attack for G2 and allow a nice long clear from EG.
Low on boost is EG, but they managed to push it down the field. G2 now trying to make a way out of here. Drippe pops this one up, still trying to collect. Chicago punches this one out. Free ball for Corrupted G, but it's a weak shot right at Rizzo. And G2 now on the transition. Rizzo tries to get the second touch downfield. It lands into JNAP's going for a second touch off the back wall. Can't find it. Corrupted G backwards, almost getting the touch. Does get by one. And then pass Rizzo to the midfield.
It's a race for that midfield boost as well. Makes it difficult for Drippe to get that ball anywhere else. It's well done to control the boost in the midfield. Save for Classics as G2 once again push onto offense. However, Corrupted G finds a clear to Classics. Towards the G2 net, JNAP's out to the side. Second touch and lifted back to the midfield. Some neutral play going on for a little bit here. We'll probably see who blinks first.
EG doing a good job of finding each other downfield now. Kind of scrambled out of the backfield early on. G2 doing a good job of putting on that quick pressure. You're seeing it here. Chicago off the back wall, but met by Classics. Another weak shot. A lot of weak shots really from both teams right now. Nothing really testing that last man back in net. Maybe an opportunity here.
Oh, nice fake.
Pop. The follow-up there from JNAP's on the goal line. Big save from EG, and then Classics does one more.
That actually all hinged on the fact Corrupted G got the bump on that second shot, and it allowed enough time for them to come through and make that third save. So well done on the rotation back. Corrupted G taking a bite out of G2. Ruined that push. So close for G2, and still kudos, Evil Geniuses hanging on for what we thought was going to be pretty convincing. Pass to Drippe, can't come up with it. JNAPS keeps it close up his back wall, and they'll reset here.
Just over a minute, and here comes G2. Stopped up by Corrupted G. Now Rizzo into an air dribble over one. Saved away by Drippe. Still scoreless. Chicago trying to drop this one down. Rizzo can't find the angle. JNAP still waiting patiently back. The ball does come to him with full boost. Now pops it up. EG doing such a good job getting in the way of G2, even with giving up all the space between the top of the box and the halfway line. EG have done a great job of stopping G2 when they tried to push something on target.
Nice touch there from JNAPS. Would have been so easy to go straight up the middle of the pitch, pass into the middle, and not able to connect. Stolen away by Evil Geniuses. Missed follow-up by Drippe, though. Unfortunately, Evil Genius is going to have to keep battling for possession. Off the corner, Corrupted G alone. Soft hit towards the midfield line, and here comes Chicago. Rizzo up for it, race for Drippe, and he's just able to get there in time. JNAP sizing up the pass with a shot, slows it down, and nice read from Classics to get in front towards the back wall. There's a demo on Classics. He should be spawning right there in that same corner. And Evil Geniuses will hold off the G2 assault as we head into overtime. Pass across, and that will... okay, it will. I wasn't sure if that was going to stay up there on the corner. It was close, but Evil Geniuses fended off. And G2 will have to look for game one in OT. And slips away, and Rizzo just in time.
G2 with all the offensive pressure all of a sudden off the kickoff. EG doing a good job of putting it on. And here they come. Classic shot on target, saved away by Rizzo. EG into the corner. Still trying to find that gap in the defense. G2 hanging on, and this one's going to roll across the box. Nobody home from either team. Chicago picks it up, goes downfield, beats one, tries to beat two. He does get the demolition. This ball cleared away by EG. G2 have had most of the pressure throughout this game. This one's going to go off the G2 back wall. Classics able to follow it up, but still nothing dangerous from EG. Only 9 shots coming out from, make it 10 now from Drippe. Just under a minute of overtime. EG seemed to have gotten the better of G2. As soon as we say that, they didn't have a lot of offense. The demo comes out, and all of a sudden, G2 strikes, and they take game one.
It was all about JNAPS going into the net, forcing Drippe out of position, finding that bump. Rizzo with a nice roll around, and Classics just couldn't come out of the back of the net to cover out that close angle. So well done. JNAPS getting in the face, and they finally take game one.
Game one looking reminiscent of the last 2 series that G2 have played. Very, very close. And a replay of the goal that was scored. Rizzo again. We talked about the last time they were on stream. Rizzo has done a great job of going into the corner and not only keeping possession on the attack, but then setting up his teammates in front of the box. And you see it there. It's a perfect example of what Rizzo brings to this team when he's popping off. And he really has these last couple days.
Absolutely. The offense has definitely benefited from his presence, but Evil Geniuses not to be ignored for sure. They had to make a ton of saves in that game, as did G2, of course, but I'm actually pretty pleasantly surprised by Evil Geniuses' performance. in that game number 1. Really thought it was kind of be a bit of a whitewash. So way to come up here and battle Evil Geniuses. And we were so close on a couple of opportunities. But again, that G2 defense has been tough to get by for a lot of people to this tournament.
Well, you think back to basically the beginning of the game in the first few seconds.
Yeah.
Drippe had a humongous opportunity in front of the net that he just couldn't connect on. That was the difference maker. A 1-goal difference between G2 and EG in game 1. We have at least 2 more to go here, but the way it's been so far, we might be going to game 5 with G2 in the mix here. We'll see what EG can bring it in game number 2. EG trying to fight back into this series as we go to Utopia.
And G2's had a lot of overtime today, in just the last 2 series for sure. So they're definitely ready for it. But game number 2, I'm looking for Evil Geniuses to come out here and put together another couple of good drives.
Again, we said EG is not without opportunity throughout game number 1. Their biggest one was the Drippe miss, but still, they had the pressure there. Give credit to G2's defense.
4 saves from Rizzo last game, and the chance for JNAPS. Middle of the box, and comes up empty. And upfield for Evil Geniuses now.
EG trying to find the first goal. It's Classics over to Corrupted G. The shot on target, but weak. We said it in the last game, too. A lot of weak shots coming out from both sides, and EG really got to straighten them up. Put something hit with pace on target. This shot from JNAPS almost dunked down by Chicago. Now EG's trying to break out.
Oh, and Rizzo threading the needle. Classics in a 1-on-2. Chicago's headhunting pass off the back wall. Unfortunately, not able to get it in between the posts into the middle. Chicago keeps it there, but it's going to be tough for G2. They crowd each other a little bit. And I won't say squander an opportunity because it was going to be a tough one, but almost. Chicago doing his best to get the door open.
Just past a minute here in game 2. JNAPS threatening another shot as a big save comes off the side wall. This pass across from Chicago's. Nobody's there from G2. Rizzo was racing in, but just couldn't catch up to the play. EG scrambling to get this ball out. JNAPS with no boost pops it up. Rizzo's there. He can't connect. EG might buy some time to break out, but you can see Drippe with no boost. Classics just picked up some, and he couldn't get the pinch there. Corrupted G was the only player with boost downfield ready for the pass, and it never came for EG.
And they need to win these next couple of challenges. They've gone 2 minutes now, 1 shot on the board, 4 for G2. Need to see Evil Geniuses start to hang on to the ball a little bit. Try and get something going in the middle of this game.
G2 now back onto the attack. A big clear does come out from Drippe over to Classics. Drippe's trying to follow it up. He goes under one. Cleared away by Rizzo. Corrupted G. Can't win the challenge past JNAPS. And a pass out from Classics. He was trying to get the clear, but he goes straight to Chicago. And G2 now hunting in the midfield. EG giving up a lot of balls and a lot of space here to let G2 kind of play around with it.
Well, it really feels like G2 a lot of the time will touch that ball high towards the back wall or into the corner and immediately just drive in front of that Evil Genius's net, try and find a demo. It's kind of, it feels like Evil Genius's game that they're playing. And Evil Genius is getting beat at their own strats.
Once again, halfway through this game, scoreless. Opportunity for both teams here, though. Classics tried to, again, pinch that one out. Now this ball drops in front of the net. JNAPS takes advantage, and EG can't stop him.
And his Corrupted G, he's rotating into the net. He sees Rizzo going at him, and unfortunately, Chicago, he doesn't get that ball towards the back wall, which Corrupted G was getting geared up for. It just popped straight back out to the middle, and that dismount from the wall slowed him down.
Corrupted G thought the shot was going to come sooner and hit with more pace. JNAPS just pushes that one into the net instead. G2 take the lead with 2 minutes left in game 2. EG now struggling to put things together. Scoreless through 1.5 games rather. Classics off his own back wall. Can't get the second touch on the clear, so G2 will keep this one in on the G2 side. Here comes Chicago. Trying to follow this one up, draws a defender out. Rizzo hunting on the back end. Can't get the touch around the first defender.
Almost a double commit from G2, quickly spread out. JNAP's trying to slow the play down, maybe get Drippe to bite on something, but a little too aggressive from Chicago, gives the ball away. And Nicely returned by Rizzo. Corrupted G down to Drippe. Top of the net, and that is in the top left corner. Well passed ball, and beautiful shot from Drippe.
And Des pointed it out. They said Drippe, he's a great shooter, and everyone of G2 staring at this ball. They knew the shot was coming, but they could do nothing about it. And EG able to tie it up after that shot.
The first one took them 9 minutes about. Finally get on the board. And here comes G2 as they're going to try and break out post kickoff. JNaps with some daylight. Taking his time, high touch. Chicago gauging what he wants to do towards the back wall, but not enough pace, and easy turn away by Classics.
Less than a minute. G2 back in control in the midfield. Here's JNaps. He's got options to his right. Opts to go for an air dribble, and it almost goes in. It does drop for him. An EG player hits it in for him.
JNaps, only 56 in the tank off the wall. Couple of spins, and Classics, maybe if he'd used that wall, he could have got up to it and actually tipped it down into the net. Unfortunate for Evil Geniuses there.
Classics tried to make the play, but in the end, puts it in for JNaps. You can't blame the last defender on the goal line. That's a tough one to read. Now G2 gets a third one after a big win from Chicago in the midfield.
For that kickoff, 2 people, and just Rizzo sticking it right where it was. And honestly, Drippe's doing the right thing, going for the challenge, but just the angles and how vectors works in G2's favor.
You really don't expect it to pinch into your own net like that. And G2 build a 3-1 lead now. Classics trying to change that. Get one here quick and get back into game 2. Drippe from his own corner. And he actually sets up a G2 player. It's Chicago on the shot. Just high. JNaps can't get to that one, so EG does get out here. But time is ticking. They need a goal, and they need it quickly here. JNaps and G2 not letting EG out, not making it easy. Drippe off his own back wall, drives into his own net, so Classics forced to come here, and EG struggling to get out of their own end. G2 take advantage of their lead, lock in EG in game 2, and they'll take the victory, put EG on match point.
Yeah, since I talked about it back at about that 3-minute mark in the game where they only had 1 shot, well, for the rest of it, they only mustered 3 more. And that tells pretty much the whole story. Obviously, it took G2 a lot to break them down because, to be fair, despite G2 holding a lot of pressure, they weren't generating a lot of goal-scoring opportunities. It was that air dribble from JNaps, that unfortunate touch from Classics down into the net behind the last man, and then the kickoff gone wrong that really was the undoing of Evil Geniuses. And here's that beautiful shot. Top left corner for Drippe. That's when you thought, all right, finally Evil Geniuses get something done, and then Corrupted G on the line here. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't do anything about it.
It's tough, especially when it bounces just in front of your car. You can see JNap's dad getting excited for it. A lot of the parents here of the players cheering their kids on as that pinch from Chicago goes in for G2. And I mean, again, for EG, it's what can you do about it?
It slipped away. It really did. That is the story of game number 2. It was close, and then it just right at the end, out of reach with a great kickoff from G2. And so game number 3 looming. Evil Geniuses, you know, they haven't played the best Rocket League in this series. They haven't played the worst. They've managed to stop a lot of that G2 pressure in game number 2. Unfortunately, just weren't able to get their own going. And so maybe they find a way to start winning those challenges, like we were talking about Rizzo being an absolute nuisance in those corners, getting the ball out to the midfield. Everybody from G2, great physicality. Start getting out of the way of those. You might see something here.
EG really haven't done a good job of owning their own end. It's been G2 that's been running through them. EG low on resources and out of position a lot of times. G2 have taken advantage. See if mistakes have been amended here in game 3. Classics, he's got Drippe. Almost gets the touch. It would have been a beautiful shot for EG. Chicago, a big clear comes out. JNaps is up, drops it down, but a big save comes out from Drippe. Chicago into the corner of EG, and it's cleared out.
They needed that one, but it's how they follow it up. Corrupted G missing the second hit. That would have really put some pressure on G2. Classics off the ceiling for Drippe. Tough double tap incoming, down and saved by Rizzo. Classics sizing it up. Take a few moments, and bit of a weak touch. Helping hand for Corrupted G. Unfortunately goes the way of G2. Chicago pushed off the ball and cleared away out to the Evil Geniuses corner.
G2 pressing on here. Through 2 games, the first half have been scoreless for both teams. Here's a shot down. It's wide. Cleared away. Drippe can't get a hold of that ball. Neither could Corrupted G. It was a tough one to react to. Here's Classics, but Chicago dunks that one out. JNaps to keep this one in for G2. They're collapsing the space on the EG side. EG just letting it happen. Now a shot wide open. Nobody back from G2. They overcommit, and EG there to punish.
Yeah, the double commit here, and Chicago was off stealing the corner boost of Evil Geniuses. Not even his fault that he's not back. It's just that breakdown in the midfield from JNaps and Rizzo. Both go for the same ball, and goes right into Evil Geniuses' hands and justly punished.
And they will take it. G2 give them a free goal here, and it's good from EG to capitalize on that mistake. Drippe now trying to build on this lead. Classics, dangerous one off the back wall. Corrupted G's there, and the missed touch from G2 lets EG extend their lead.
2 capitalizations now. Like you said, the missed touch, Classics toward the wall. Rizzo taking his time and just misses that touch. And Evil Geniuses will now have a comfortable 2-goal lead fairly early. Now you just got to hang on.
Can the defense prevail? Will they build their lead? G2 trying to come back in. Chicago can't find that one. Classics just throws this one away. Now Rizzo into the air dribble. EG stops that one up. Drippe and Classics go. They do get the challenge to at least slow that one down. Here's a shot from Chicago. It's on target. 2 of EG's there to make the save. Rizzo, back post shot. Can't find the target again. It's a weak one, so EG able to save that one out. JNaps is there. The pass is coming through from G2, but EG's always there to slow him up.
Oh, a nice block from Drippe off that clear attempt. The Corrupted G, nice job to get it around Chicago, but the demo follow-up. Rizzo towards the backboard. Help from JNaps, left side, and not able to get there again off the target. And Chicago will have to delay in the midfield.
Once again, G2 on the attack. They got some work to do here. JNaps goes past once, gets the flip, and it goes in for JNaps. G2 get their first goal of game 4.
Cut it in half, and again, JNaps keeping it close on the sidewall. Missed challenge. Classics again catches a piece. Doesn't go the right way and right into the net.
EG still in the lead by 1. G2 and forcing that one through from JNaps. Here's Drippe. EG feeling a little bit of pressure here. Something that G2 have done to really everyone today.
And Chicago absolutely getting the ball going back onto the offensive side. Much more what we're used to seeing out of him throughout the regular season. Missed that boost in the midfield, though. Finally picks it up, but it costs the ball down into the G2 corner. So a few seconds off the clock in favor of EG.
G2 looking for more space, and they do have it. Cleared out by Drippe. Classics in pursuit, wasn't able to catch up to it.
Oh, nice demo. Net's open. If they can get this pass, Classics has got back there.
And he goes by 1. He's got 1 to beat. It's just Chicago, and Chicago does well to stay patient, but it comes out to Corrupted G. The shot's high. It goes down off the crossbar and in for Corrupted G, and EG back up by 2.
Chicago tried his best there. Went for that fake challenge against Classics. Got him to show his hand, but unfortunately couldn't get the recovery effort. Classics got it off to Corrupted G, and the lead back to 2. So well done, capitalizing on the numbers game. And EG back to a 2-goal.
And Drippe jumped after that one in case it did bounce out straight from the back wall. He was there to put it away. It does just crawl in for Corrupted G. And now EG starting to roll here. Having a couple offensive tries here that have been scary, and G2 have struggled to slow it down.
JNaps forced to press hard in the midfield. Tough play for Chicago. Unlimited boost, but still towards the back wall. Classics will indeed get this one to safety. Follow through, and no boost stolen. Means Evil Geniuses will have plenty in the tank to deal with this. Lifted to Rizzo towards the midfield, back into the top of the box, and Classics there to cut that one out. G2 just don't have enough in the tank, and Classics getting right in his face and still able to punch it out to the corner.
Classics was trying to bully him, and he still made the save. So G2, they've got 35 seconds to make it work here. Onto the EG side. Drippe Trying to get a second touch here. He does. Perfectly executed from him to get out. Classics there to slow down G2's transition. Less than 20 left for G2. This ball thrown into the corner. EG slowly working this one out. Into the corner now, 5 seconds left. And G2 just can't get a hold of the ball. They're in the EG side, but that's going to do it with 1 second left. Maybe put one more away. Chicago can't do it. A big save comes out from Drippe, and sparks fly to end game 3 here. And it finally does touch the ground. Evil Geniuses get on the board here against G2.
They definitely get one back. And every journey starts with a single step. It was well done. Again, a lot of capitalization here. G2 giving them a couple opportunities, and that's the hallmark of a top-level team. You know, you're given a half chance, got to be able to capitalize. And Evil Geniuses did just that. That double commit in the midfield cost them a goal, and then after that, just numbers advantage. And Rizzo, that missed touch, that second goal that gave him a comfortable lead, but you thought maybe. After this one happened again, JNAV's doing a great job on the wall, hesitating, making Drippe think about what he's going to do, sticking it right next to the wall, and that's twice. Classics has been right there.
Yeah, unfortunate here, and then just the chip from Corrupted G here. And again, you can see Drippe going for this one. If it does come off the post, he was there to put it away, but still it just goes in for Corrupted G, and that's what secures the win for EG here. Now their first win in the series. G2 one away from day 3.
And 5 more saves for Drippe as well. Not to say G2 didn't have plenty of opportunities on net. That's what, for 7-9, so a lot of chances. But Drippe cutting out a lot of those right in front of the net. So well done to him, stopping that G2 comeback plenty of times. But now you got to go out there, do the same thing in game 4. But at least Evil Genius is able to generate some offense. However, it did feel like it came off the back few G2 miscues. We'll see if they can generate that same effectiveness should G2 clean those up.
And EG still giving up a lot of space to G2 in their own half. G2 struggling to capitalize on it. How about off the kickoff here? Chicago off the crossbar. Drippe just forced to make the save, and G2.
Oh my goodness, pinball.
A flurry of shots coming through in the first 10 seconds. They're still pressing on here off the back wall. It's steered away by Corrupted G, and things can calm down for EG and get their bearings here.
Take a breath, everybody. That was close, and Chicago now in a battle with Drippe towards that midfield line. Corrupted G up first. Soft touch is going to need help. And Rizzo in command off the backboard. Classics once more.
Big bump.
Big bump, but again, slow pickup from Evil Geniuses. They needed boost. That delayed the pickup. So G2 off the hook.
It's a shame because that ball was just bouncing there. G2 couldn't react. It was a free ball for EG, but like you said, no boost. And here's Rizzo again. His air dribbles have been so good lately. Missed shot there from Chicago. A follow-up from JNAPS. Can't get it. Here comes EG with Drippe at the helm. The shot turned away by G2. The follow-up can't connect either. Drippe still in the mix here. It comes down to Classics. The shot comes through. A big save from Rizzo. EG, though, finding some pressure here.
There's that demo game that we're so used to seeing out of Classics. Another bounce towards the back wall, but again, everybody off grabbing boost. Maybe overstepping the bounds just one step for Evil Geniuses. They will get the clear on their own half, however. Chicago figuring out how to approach this. And JNAPS will just make sure to push it out as everyone grabs boost. Unfortunately, Rizzo missed the corner. Not sure how effective he's going to be on this midfield line. He will get the stop. No follow-up. And out to safety. Actually, Evil Geniuses have a chance. It's another wide open net. Drippe just needs to connect, and Rizzo will take it over his head and off the backboard. So diving to recover, and G2 escape.
And another game, 2 minutes in. Nobody's scoring here. EG have had quite a bit of pressure here. There's Rizzo met by 2 of EG. And it pans out for him. Here's Corrupt G, throws it to the G2 corner. That ball just tipped on. Classics now fighting from his side. G2 keeping the pressure on, throwing that ball into the corner, forcing EG to react. And give credit to EG, they've done well to get out of it. Now an opportunity. Rizzo just a little bit late to that one. Drippe could have had a chance on it. Now Corrupt G, pass one. Can he get a second touch? No, Drippay's there to follow up. The shot comes through, blocked away by JNaps. Classics off the crossbar and in, and EG score the first goal.
Chicago took a bit of time to get his bearings here in the net. High touch, and I don't know why he hesitated to go up for it. But either way, Classic says, if you're going to let me take it, I will. And Evil Geniuses finally take the first goal.
So just after halftime here in this game, EG able to find one. G2 again having that pressure. Some extended stays on the EG side, but they just can't find it. This one might pinch in for EG. It does. Classics will take it, and it's a 2-0 lead for EG.
Just waiting patiently on his own half. And Rizzo, he had to try and challenge. Everyone was up, had to buy time, and Classics right over the top. And Classic said that's a bit of, justification. He's had two pinch off him into his own net, so it's good that it went off Rizzo's nose and into the G2 side.
What goes around comes around for Classics, and he will take it. So G2 have their work cut out for him here. 2 minutes to go, down by 2. Here's Classics once more, using all of his boost for this one. Does get great power on it, though. Rizzo forced to make a tough save there. And on the transition, that shot could have been in if it was on target. Another shot comes out the left side post. Just wide, Chicago's shot. G2 that close to getting a goal here, still in possession. Misses a touch there. Now Corrupted G drops it down to Drippay. Not enough boost to catch up to that one.
Classics free ball. Not the greatest touch, however. Help from Corrupted G. We'll get it out to Drippay. It's behind him, though. Squanders a chance. Classics might be in a 1-on-2 here, depending on how fast G2 get it going. And into the corner, Drippay not able to find a solid clear. Rizzo, backboard, maybe had a shot, but couldn't get around it. A nice block from Corrupted G. Time ticking. G2 struggling to break down EG.
Just over a minute. We go to game 5, or can G2 clutch up? EG off the back wall, big clear comes out, an opportunity here for G2. Rizzo, can he get a piece of it? He does, but Drippay comes flying in to make the save. And a long clear comes out for EG. G2 now back the other way. Drippay takes this one up, uses all of his boost, does go by 2 of G2. Corrupted G. 30 seconds left. Drippay. Beat on the challenge there. G2, what do they have left here in game 4?
Not much, it would seem, but neither does Drippay. Only 20 boost in the tank. It's taken right off the nose. Here comes G2. Desperate last hurrah here. Pounded into that corner. Around the post. Corrupted G can't get a handle on it. Drippay, it's over his head, but still makes the save. What a block, and that will close out game 4. Evil Geniuses win 2 in a row, force game 5, and either one has a chance to go to day 3 now.
Another game 5. Every single game G2 have played on stream today have gone to a game 5, and this one no different. And it's been a close one here for G2. They go up by 2 early on the series. Everything was looking fine and dandy, and then all of a sudden, Evil Geniuses has a couple of them to fall. And just like that, they're back into this series, and they force a game 5.
And like what Gibbs was saying, you really do not want to hold an L to the team that just got relegated. If you're G2 heading into Jersey, you'd hate to get knocked out by Evil Geniuses here. But sometimes you're going to have to work for your meal. They're not going to make it easy on you. Classics in the middle. He's always the guy to get him up and get him going. So here in game 5, it's been, 2 sides of the coin. The first 2 games, G2 outscore Evil Geniuses 4-1. The last 2 games, Evil Geniuses outscored G2 5-1. So G2 had some chances, but again, Drippay, he's made 3 more saves. He's been stopping a lot of balls shot on target.
And you can see the difference in demeanor now. G2 are all smiles after game 2. And now very serious faces.
Understandably.
To close out this series. They've been pushed to the brink once more.
Last time was versus Cloud9. Fell short in the overtime. Gimmick, an absolute monster in that series. Who is it going to be if Evil Geniuses wants to take G2 down?
Game 5 between EG and G2. And EG trying to find something. It's actually G2 now picking up the ball, but everyone misses just past the halfway mark. Classics Corrupted G over to Drippe. G2 able to stop that one up. Long clear comes out for G2. And right back at him. Here's Drippe. Trying to follow this one up. Minimal boost there. Classics bails him out. Chicago following this one up. It comes straight over to Classics. Can Drippe make a play on it? It's dunked away by Rizzo.
Keeping the pressure up. Here's Classics, though. JNAP's able to get up there. Kick that out to the midfield. Chicago not able to hang on to the ball, though. Another ball out for Classics. Backboard for Drippe. They're both up there. They missed the second touch. Corrupted G has to buy time. It's 2-on-1. Dodges a demo. Can he make it back? Yes, he will. Rizzo not able to find the angle. And Evil Geniuses get out of a jam.
Great control from Corrupted G as well. He saw both his teammates go, and then he dodges the demo to make that save and clear it out. G2 trying to catch out EG on transition. Chicago over to JNAP's met by Drippe. G2 trying to put something together here. Rizzo in that corner. Now JNAP's. He gets 2 to go from EG, but they do make the save. Here's Chicago now. The follow-up is there. G2 pressing on. You can see JNAP's going for some bumps. Everyone's got to be wary of that one from EG.
You got to be careful when that happens. Those demos come in. They'll get antsy.
JNAP's on the touch. Not a lot of boost to work with, but he does get a lovely touch downfield and the follow-up. Chicago now has to stretch out. Rizzo, he might be beat here. A race back to the G2 side. The follow-up's there from Classics. One more off the crossbar, and no one from EG can follow it up for a third time, but a big bump comes out, and G2 still stay with the ball.
Drippe had the open net, couldn't get it between the posts. And then, even on the follow-ups, they still couldn't find the back. Unfortunate. Evil Genius's best chance in Game 5 gone begging so far. But G2 struggling again to break down that G2 defense. Kicked out to the side. JNAP's towards the back wall. Nobody in the area for G2. Thankfully, a hard shot. Chicago had the ball just deposited in front of him, and he just ripped one towards the net. It's back the other way. Both teams going to battle for possession here at the midfield line.
EG had opportunity to gain some midfield control. 34 boost for Rizzo. Can he make the angle? My goodness, he almost does. JNAP's on the follow-up. Can he get the second touch? It's there. Chicago can't get there. And Rizzo trying to buy some time for his teammates to get back now and slow down the transition from EG.
And Drippe wisely leading himself to water there. Just roll that ball into the corner, pick up the boost, make sure you've got some more in the tank for whatever's coming at you next. High touch from Rizzo and banged off the backboard all the way up to the G2 half. Bounce for Corrupted G. Chicago will take that away. And Rizzo out into the midfield. Drippe now turning around for Evil Geniuses. Here comes Classics into the right-hand side. Evil Geniuses will score first in Game 5.
Evil Geniuses have been up in the air every time the ball is inside the box like this, and it's been Classics leading the charge. First one up, nobody from G2 even close to this ball. Punishes the uncontested touch, and he puts EG in the lead.
G2 haven't scored since 2.5 minutes in Game 3. They're going to have to find one. They might do it off the kickoff. Punched high. Not able to fit it behind the defense. Rizzo can't do it either. And JNAP's out towards the middle. First one's going to be Classics.
The touch given away. G2 will eat that up. Chicago can't follow it up. Now Rizzo. Corrupted G just slowing things down, but at what cost here? G2 given a lot of the space in the midfield, playing around EG. Corrupted G throws this ball downfield. Met by Chicago. Rizzo's up. Gets a second touch off the back wall, but JNAP's gets removed from the play. He was the third man to come in for that shot. Does come off spawn here.
Oh, beautiful from JNAP's.
Tries to follow it up here. Off down the back wall. No one there from G2 to follow it up. Rizzo waiting patiently. He knew EG had an opportunity on transition. Now Corrupted G. Can they put this game away? Can they take down G2?
45 remaining. Out towards that midfield again. Rizzo's going to be a little late. Out to the middle for Classics. It might be open if they get it in between. Rizzo diving across. Forces Classics into the corner. Chicago not able to cleanly hang on to the ball. Tip to him. He's going to need help, but he doesn't have any options. Again, that double commit in the midfield. They're scrambling for boost on the G2 half. Thankfully, they still get it past a couple members, and Drippe, well done to dodge the demo. Keep things in order for Evil Geniuses.
A shot. It's a weak one. Cleared away by Corrupted G. 15 seconds left for G2 in Game 5. Rizzo trying to make it happen. A follow-up's there, but no one at the top of the box for G2. Still, maybe an opportunity as a big clear comes out from Classics. EG trying to hang on here in the waning seconds. This one's dropped down to JNaps. He does keep it up. 2 of G2 are following after it.
Oh, there it is!
JNaps is there, but they can't find the touch. And G2 take down, or excuse me, EG take down E2.
The reverse sweep from Evil Geniuses to qualify for day number 3. And what a way to do it. So tough, holding G2 to 1 goal since game number 3, and that was not an easy task. Started off so strong for G2, a couple of miscues in game number 3, and then after that, the offense just didn't get started. And you can see it over there, shaking the hands. It's a disappointing day for G2.
It was a tough one for EG, but we've got more coming up. Big games ahead of us here in DreamHack Dallas. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back here to the DreamHack Pro Circuit, day number 2 here live in Dallas, Texas, where we just witnessed the closure here of group number A, but maybe more importantly, I would argue the biggest upset we have seen so far here on this stream, where EG takes down the monsters known as G2. Gibbs, Turtle, either one, doesn't matter. What in the heck did we just witness?
Hats off to EG. None of us gave him credit. None of us gave him a chance in this series. They take down their former teammate in Chicago in a reverse sweep. G2's going home, and Evil Geniuses, the rival series team just last weekend, are going to day 3.
And it's their last showing, too. They don't have any other chance to prove themselves, and they're making a huge statement here. I'm at a loss for words. I'm a little bit shocked here. I didn't even expect it. I thought it was going to be at least a little bit closer, but it just felt like G2 was just non-existent on the field at all.
Yeah, and we were talking about maybe demo plays would be the way to mix it up.
Yeah.
You know, looking for something to see proactive on the side of EG. And to be honest, I'm sitting here going like, I'm not even sure what they did different other than just keep the ball out of the back of the net.
So it seemed like EG was like, all right, G2, we want to see what you have. So everyone was playing behind the ball, and G2 just never showed that, like those passing plays that we've seen from them previously throughout the tournament. So EG's like, all right, man, like it's working. Besides the first few games where they got a little unlucky, where Classics had 2 own goals that were kind of fluky, plus 1 dunk goal. But besides that, G2's offense was non-existent.
And it's all about the backboard defense for EG, especially we saw it in the Cloud9 game versus G2, where their defense was just so solid the entire time. And I think that's really the way to break down the G2 offense, because they can get a little bit impatient. That's whenever you catch them on those open nets and those huge clears that we saw a couple goals there in that matchup.
Here, taking a glance at some of the top plays over that last round again with EG finding that victory.
This is, it's still a shock, though, man. Like, everyone thought G2 was going to win it, that they were up 2-0, that they were even getting some lucky goals. But as the G2 fans would say, maybe a little bit classic G2, where they play down to their competition from time to time, make series close. They lose 2 Game 5s today, which is very unprecedented. Normally, they clutch it out, but not today. But credit to Evil Geniuses with their offense to just barely squeak by G2, but well done to those boys.
Just so much solid reactions from EG. And the little highlights that we did see from G2 was the same play from JNS that we saw earlier in the corner. Barely just squeezing it by, and then, like you said, the own goal, unfortunate, but they still bounce back even after plays like that.
Well, here, one of the leaders and members of that upset here is none other than Corrupted G, once here more to join us up here with EG. And Corrupted G, I don't even have a question for you. All I heard was recently that it is your birthday here today, and you just got the present by finding your way into day number 3. So actually here at the desk, we decided that we found some cake, and we decided that this here is the birthday celebration, and you can go ahead and have that cake. That's all I got to add, man. Congratulations.
But Corrupted G, for me, how does it feel to take down Chicago? He leaves you guys to join G2. Is there any bad blood there? Or did you just really want to beat him just to prove that you guys are, are you guys, trying to prove that you guys have the worth because of that rival series run?
I don't think there's any bad blood between us, but it's always a good rivalry while we're playing each other. So we always want to try to beat each other, and just this time we got ahead of him.
Right, and we saw Classics at the end do his normal pop-off. The energy is there, the excitement's there, and I'm just curious how much you encourage that and how beneficial that is whenever he's in communication with you.
Being a hype man is always something I think a team needs, in Rocket League especially. It just pumps your blood, it gets you going, gets you more confident, gets you challenging the ball faster, and overall just makes you play better. And
did he keep doing that even after you saw the unfortunate pinches where it happened to be an own goal? Did he try hyping you up?
Yeah, he still kept going even when we were losing. As long as you got a goal, just hypes it up.
And I got to ask, man, how does EG just always hold on? It feels like no matter what the opponent, no matter what the series, you guys always have an opportunity to be able to take a win. And what is the secret sauce that makes EG EG?
I don't know. I wish I figured that out during the promotion tournament, but I think we're just a solid team. We just had a couple unfortunate weeks, and I don't know. I think we still have what it takes to be one of the best.
Yeah.
Well, man, congratulations there on the win. Happy birthday to you there, Corrupted G. And with that, that comes out to a close here of group number A. But we're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be kicking off group B, which is none other than the legendary matchup here between NRG and Renault Vitality. You are not going to want to miss this one.